Two Great Commandments. Matthew chapter 22 verses 33 to 40. And one of them, a doctor of law, putting him to the test, asked him, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said to him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with thy whole heart, and with thy whole soul, and with thy whole mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment, and the second is like it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments depend the law and the prophets. Basing on the message stated in the Bible, the two great commandments are number 1, love God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and number 2, love your neighbor as you love yourself. These commandments are the pillars of the whole law and the prophets. To be able to understand more about the two great commandments, here are some of the questions related to this topic.
What must we do to love God, our neighbor, and ourselves?
To love God, our neighbor, and ourselves, we must keep the commandments of God and of the Church and perform the spiritual and corporal works of mercy.
What are the corporal works of mercy?
The chief corporal works of mercy are seven. Number 1, to feed the hungry. 2, to give drink to the thirsty. 3, to clothe the naked. 4, to visit the imprisoned. 5, to shelter the homeless. 6, to visit the sick. 7, to bury the dead.
What are the spiritual works of mercy?
The chief spiritual works of mercy are seven. 1, to admonish the sinner. 2, to instruct the ignorant. 3, to counsel the doubtful. 4, to comfort the sorrowful. 5, to bear wrongs patiently. 6, to forgive all injuries. 7, to pray for the living and the dead.
Is everyone obliged to perform the works of mercy?
Everyone is obliged to perform the works of mercy according to his own ability and the need of his neighbor.
Should we be satisfied merely to keep the commandments of God?
We should not be merely satisfied to keep the commandments of God, but should always be ready to do good deeds even when they are not commanded. Besides believing what God has revealed, what else must we do to be saved? Besides believing what God has revealed, we must also keep His law. For it was stated in John chapter 14 verse 15, If you love me, keep my commandments. What must we do to love God, our neighbor, and ourselves? To love God, our neighbor, and ourselves, we must keep the commandments of God and of the Church, and perform the spiritual and corporal works of mercy. Are all ordinary deeds done every day to relieve the corporal or spiritual needs of others true works of mercy? All the ordinary deeds done every day to relieve the corporal or spiritual needs of others are true works of mercy if done in the name of Christ. What does our Savior especially recommend that is not strictly commanded by the law of God? Our Savior especially recommends the observance of evangelical counsels, voluntary poverty, perpetual chastity, and perfect obedience.